All right, so coming up to seated, we're going to actually start the myofascial release with the hands. So you'll only need one tennis ball at a time, and you can either sit with your legs crossed or you can sit with your legs out front. So as long as you've got a little bit of space either by the side of you or just to the front of you, you're going to start with your right hand, and we're going to be starting with the palm of the hand. So whichever position you've chosen, you're going to rest. I'll move back a little bit because I think I'm off shot there. So you're going to rest the heel of your hand onto the tennis ball, and I'd like you to start to just gently circle the tennis ball around the heel of the hand, around the thumb, around the kind of, as you're approaching the knuckles, and then moving down the fingers. So you can do a combination of movements. We can do more of a circular movement, an up and down movement, or even a side to side movement. And just try and work the tennis ball around the whole area of the palm of your hand. If you notice an area that feels particularly tense, spend a little bit more time there. And when you notice a bit of a change in that tension, then move across to another area. So that normally means that you have released a little bit of tension. If you notice a kind of a change in how it feels. So some areas will feel maybe more tense than others. And don't forget about the fingers. So even though it does feel a little bit strange, just try and either one at a time, or you can do all 4 fingers together. Another movement that can be quite nice as well is if you actually hold the ball in place and do what we call a shearing motion. So you hold the tennis ball still and you move the hand in a kind of circular motion. Okay. If you want to continue on the palm of your hand for a bit longer, go for it. Otherwise, move on to the back of your hand. It feels really weird doing it on the back of your hand because it's not quite as fleshy. So just be fairly gentle and just try and move the tennis ball around the back of the hands, the side of the hands, just working through as much surface area of your hands as you can. And then when you're ready to, move on to the other side if you haven't already started or you haven't been doing both sides together. Start with the palm of the hand and just in the same way, circular motions, side to side, up and down, just moving around the hands. So probably the most attention that you've given your hands. And when we come to the feet, that will probably also be the most attention that you've given your feet for a little while. But I would say that they are some of the hardest working parts of our body, our hands and feet. So I know it sometimes seems like the least important part to work on. So palm of the hand, and then when you're ready, move on to the back of the hands. If you were doing both sides at the same time and you have done enough, then what I would like you to do instead, so if you're ready to move on, I want you to come onto your hands and knees and you're going to take a wrist release. So if you're still not finished doing the myofascial release on the hands, continue. If you have, one side at a time, turn the hands so the palm's facing up. Don't put weight on that side, put more weight on the flat palm and just gently rest onto the back of your hand. So if you're not quite ready for that, it's fine, don't rush. Just holding here for anywhere up to 5 breaths. And then after that 5th exhale, we just gently shift the weight over to the other side. So palm of the hand facing up. I wouldn't recommend doing both sides together with this one. It just puts a little bit too much pressure on the wrists. So better to do one side at a time so you have more control. And we're all going to meet back in a kneeling position. So when you're ready to do that, then you can just maybe take a few circular motions with the wrists, wiggle the fingers. You could kind of do a little bit of clasping the hands together, rolling the wrists round, and even slightly bigger stretch, push the palms down, pull the fingertips towards you. All right. Okay, so